So PositivEnergy Practice is 5 years old. It's a consulting engineering firm that does mechanical, electrical, water, engineering design for very tall structures, for existing buildings, retrofits, and for sort of city scale work, which is really why I was brought on. The sort of horizontal kind of smart city design. But in a nutshell, it's a consulting engineering firm. Well, two. One is smart, sustainable, high-performance design for very large structures. The other is really bringing the world of data analytics to engineering design and city making. Engineering, architecture, to some degree, construction is a little bit behind other industries in really sort of unlocking the power of the patterns of data to inform how they do design. A smart city is one that is using state-of-the-art technology like the municipal government. What we've seen in the last couple of years is citizens being empowered with data to make smarter decisions about how to use the city. The smartest things about Chicago have been done outside of city government, by citizen activists, by civic hackers, and things like that. I think if you're looking at the totality of smartness, if you want to call it that, Chicago is one of the leading cities. Cities outside the United States are doing some great stuff. Barcelona has probably the most sensed infrastructure in the world. And then you've got cities that are springing up from nothing in the Central Asia, in the Middle East, in the Far East, which is solving a different set of problems. It's not how to make existing infrastructure more efficient or smarter. They can start with a blank slate. I believe that the city itself, municipal government, wouldn't have that data. That data is generated by people using the city. So absolutely there. Now, independently owned structures, private businesses, obviously their data can be part of intellectual property, but the energy benchmarking ordinance here in Chicago basically says your building is not a thing unto itself. It affects other things. It affects the water table. It affects the shading of other buildings. It is part of the overall CO2 emissions of the city. So you need to disclose that. If you think about what that is, actually, that's the government saying to a private company, you need to tell us how you're doing. And I think that's the right idea. If your structure has an effect on anyone but yourself, you need to talk about that. And the cynical way of putting it is it's public shaming. If your building is a poor performer, it's going to be out there. The better way is that eventually tenants and the users of those buildings are going to make decisions based on how well performing your building is doing. SmartWolrds to me is continuing a legacy of design excellence in the built environment. We've had it for 100 years. The skyscraper was invented here. New methods of construction were invented here. It's the reason we've got, architecture is still our biggest export globally. I want, the future graduates in engineering and architecture to still look at Chicago as the place to be. But we have to, get on board with data analytics and smart design and marry those two. I don't want to give up our legacy. I just want to, build worlds. It looks to evolve it.